Hi everyone, welcome to Advice to Think Twice. This is Monica and I'm doing a pick a card reading for you. We're going to look at what you don't see coming. So next developments, next big thing that's about to happen and you've got no clue. Something that'll take you by surprise, okay? So you know the drill. Close your eyes, take a deep breath. Ask your guides, your angels, what it is that they need you to know, that they think you could benefit from knowing. What kind of a heads up is it that you would benefit from? And then either pick a number between 1 and 3, or pick one of these decks if you feel drawn to one more strongly than the other, then go with that one. This is going to be number 1, this is going to be number 2, and this is going to be number 3. If you need more time to meditate, contemplate, to ask your question and make your decision, then pause the video and then take it from there, okay? And you've got your next 10 days posted. Those are timeless, so you can watch them whenever, and they'll cover the next 10 days after that. You've got other timeless weeklies posted that you can check out. You've got monthlies posted that you can check out. You've got other pick a card readings that you can check out. Loads of content if you are interested. And thank you in advance for liking, sharing, commenting, for subscribing. I appreciate all the love. It helps the channel grow. It keeps me motivated. I love interacting with you. I love receiving your thoughts, your feedback. So thanks in advance for doing that, okay? All right, so I'll be doing timestamps. You'll find them in the description box below. And other than that, I think I'm all caught up on private readings, so now would be a good time to get one if you're interested. Link to my website is also in the description box below. Okay, I think that's it. All right, let me put 2 and 3 aside. I have shuffled all these, and I'll shuffle some more. But let's start with number 1. High pile number 1. So if you have selected number 1 or this particular deck, let's see what's going on. Let's see what's coming in for you that you don't see coming, that is going to have an impact on you, so you can prepare for it, for better or for worse, right? Let's see, what does group number 1 need to know? What's the next big thing coming in that they need to be aware of for group number 1? What's coming in, why, and what they need to know to prepare for it, to get the best possible outcome for group number 1. What's coming in? Okay, so I'm going to lay down all the cards first and then we'll go through them one by one. Okay, so at the bottom of the deck we have the 6 of Pentacles. So for you, this could be a financial thing that's coming in. This could be something that I feel like for some of you this is not completely unexpected, because it could be something you've requested, asked for, applied for, and it is given to you. So if it's something that you asked for but you never thought you were going to get, then that's how this is coming in and you don't necessarily see it coming, right? It's like wishful thinking, but you're not really believing that you're going to get it. It's going to surprise you that this is coming in. For those of you, this is kindness, charity, support that you might not even have asked for, and it takes you by surprise that, you know, your friends, your family, whoever this is, this could even be like unexpected support from government institutions, or support with paying your bills, or support in terms of they're reducing some bills or some debt, forgiving debt. That could also be something that's coming up. Okay, so let's turn these cards around and see what's going on. Yeah, you definitely don't see it coming with that 2 of Swords crowning you. Yeah, so what's coming in that you don't see coming, confirming yet again the Ace of Pentacles in your environment. So this could be a new job opportunity that's coming your way. Maybe you're not even applying, or you've applied and you're told yourself, I'm never going to get this in a million years, but I'm just going to apply for it because it doesn't hurt, right? Here it is. Money, actual money coming in. For some of you, this could also be some sort of inheritance you had no idea was supposed to come your way. For those of you, this is some sort of a promotion, some sort of a raise. It's not necessarily something you've asked for, so you don't know that it's coming, but it's coming. Okay. I'm also seeing support with helping you move, or someone stepping in to help you manage your funds, or some sort of a financial advisor, whether that's their profession or someone who's just good with money and makes very sound money decisions. They know how the banks work, they know how the system works, and they can teach you how to transfer something, put it somewhere else. I don't know, something along those lines is what's coming up here. But in your current situation, this is going to come in fast, because this is in your current situation, the Page of Cups. This is good news, very pleasant news. I feel like you don't put much stock into this. Your challenge is the Ace of Swords. It's almost like you don't believe it. So this could be someone telling you, hey, I could help you with that, and you're looking at them thinking you've got no clue, but thank you, that's sweet, right? Because you're seeing them as the Page of Cups, like, yeah, okay, you're in La La Land, you think you know some things, but it's not like that. You're very wishy-washy, or you think you can't rely on what they're saying, okay? Or whatever it is that they're telling you, you're just looking at it with the Ace of Swords as this is too good to be true. I'm also seeing, because this is the initial message, so you could be hearing a rumor, you know what I mean? Hey, this is gonna happen, and it kind of gets you all excited, but then with the Ace of Swords, you're like, yeah, but there's no proof for that, so I'm just not gonna get excited about it at all. Because you're, with the Two of Swords, you're very much, number one, you don't see this coming, right, with the Two of Swords. Number two, I feel like you're very, very focused on not getting your hopes up for whatever reason. You're very focused on not getting your hopes up. You want things to be factual. You want to have proof before you can celebrate. So maybe you've been burnt in the past because we have the Nine of Swords. Maybe you got all excited about something and it fell apart, or it fell through. So you're trying to make sure that there is proof before you get excited about it, okay? Because whatever this communication is, whatever this news is, either it's coming to you in a way where it's like, for some of you, this could even be coming to you in a dream, right? And with the Ace of Swords, you're like, okay, yeah, that's lovely, dream, very nice dream, but my rational mind is telling me there's no way in hell this is going to happen. Or this is coming to you from a person that you view as naive or untrustworthy somehow. They mean well, but you can't really trust what they're saying. They mean well, but they never follow through. They mean well, but I wouldn't put money behind whatever, you know what I mean? It's that kind of an energy. In the Foundation, we do have the Six of Wands. So this is coming to you because you deserve it, because you've earned it, because you put yourself out there, because you applied for something, you competed for something, despite the fact that you were afraid, despite the fact that you were doubtful, despite the fact that you had a lot of insecurities when it comes to this. You kind of overcame your fear and you went for something. You took a shot. And I feel like that courage is what sets you apart from everyone else. That courage is what got the wheel to turn in your favor, okay? In the near future, we have the Queen of Cups. I'm clarifying. But it looks like whatever this person is telling you, it's materializing. It's going from the Page to the Queen energy. Whatever they told you about, you are now receiving. And it's here, and it's in front of you. It's in your hand, okay? Or it's in your bank account, or it's on paper in front of you, okay? That's pretty cool, isn't it? And how you see yourself, we have the Page of Swords. You're very much, again, you're less doubtful because you have this, whatever this is with the Queen of Swords is coming your way that you can actually see. So you have some proof, right? But with the Page of Swords, you're still saying, I'll celebrate, I'll believe it when it's finalized. I'll celebrate when it's finalized. Okay, you're still trying to be very cautious. You're still trying to be very reserved. This could be where you say, you know what, I have some further questions about this. Or you go, could you put that in an email to me so I have a paper trail? Could you put that in writing so that we can sign it? Or something along those lines, okay? You're still very, very, very cautious. And then here it is, okay? Whatever it is that was promised to you, and then you receive confirmation that it's coming. Here it is. Here's that job, here's that money, here's the keys to the house, here's the keys to the car, here's the inheritance, here's the support from the government. You get money from something, or you get money back from something. It's in your environment, it's already coming in. In your hopes and fears, you see, in your hopes and fears, and then in your crowning thoughts, You have 2 swords, 8 of swords. Number 1, you don't see this coming, but number 2, I want you to be mindful of your thoughts, okay, group number 1, because you're telling yourself that this is not going to happen for you. And the universe does like to, deliver, but it won't overstep its bounds, right? If you number 1, tell yourself something very firmly, and then you start to feel like what you're saying is absolutely true, the universe is not going to overstep that, okay? It'll look at you and say, okay, oh, my bad, I thought you wanted this, I thought you were open to this, you were just kind of afraid, but you were open to it. But if you truly believe that, if you truly think it and feel it in your bones, then maybe this isn't the blessing for you for right now. And you're going to walk away from some sort of an opportunity. You're going to block some sort of blessing from your life, okay? So I want you to be very mindful of your thoughts, because you have the 2 swords crowning you have the 9 of swords, you have the 8 of swords. So not only you don't see this coming, but you're telling yourself this is not going to happen for you. This is never going to happen. You tell yourself enough times, you start to believe it, you start to feel it, and you might actually materialize that. And that would be a damn shame, pardon my French, okay? Now in the outcome, we do have the World. This is level up energy. This is like feeling on top of the world. This is that completion you have been waiting for in order to celebrate, in order to breathe, in order to accept that this is true. This is it. This is your new reality with the World card here. Okay? So it looks like, a little bit of a roller coaster here, but be very, very mindful of your thoughts, because you're trying to, again, your intuition's telling you something, you can feel this coming, or you're receiving messages to be hopeful. You're receiving messages to be like the Page of Cups, to hope for the best, to envision what you want to see happen, not the opposite. And you might be fighting it and telling yourself, like killing it with your reasoning, with your rational thinking. And I understand why, but just it's something to be aware of and to try to find the balance between the two, okay? So let's see the Queen of Cups in the near future. Look, I'm not making it up, people. I'm not making it up. Look at it. I mean, look at it. This is what's coming in. Queen of Cups with the Ace of Cups. She's holding the Ace of Cups, by the way. So you've got the Ace of Cups, double confirmation that that's what's coming in. And this is not, it could be a new love relationship that lands in your lap. It could be some sort of a reconciliation with someone that you love. Doesn't have to be romantic, but this is like that peace offering. This is someone owning up, wanting to make amends, and you're telling yourself that's just never going to happen. But it's about reciprocity. If I can get my words out. And then the Queen of Pentacles with the Ace of Pentacles, again, she's holding the Ace of Pentacles, and there it is again as double confirmation. So a new beginning in love, a new beginning in money situation, a new beginning in living situation, a new beginning in health, also pregnancy I'm seeing for some of you. Because something has happened in the past where you hoped for this, you tried for this, you applied yourself, you worked for this, and it fell through. And it might have happened a few times. So now it's like, I'm not going to celebrate, I'm not going to be happy, I'm not going to believe this until it's 100% sure, confirmed, set in stone. Okay? Which is an okay attitude to have, especially, dealing with what you've been dealing with. But it's important to maintain that balance. It's important to keep that as a healthy choice and not necessarily obsessive thinking. Because what that's going to do, you're just going to end up in the trap of always looking for confirmation. Never happy, never accepting it, never celebrating it, always looking for confirmation. Why? Because you're constantly waiting for the other shoe to drop, because you're looking for a problem, because you're looking for something to go wrong, because that's what, subconsciously, that's why we need extra confirmation, because we're afraid it's going to go wrong. So it's almost like we need something set in stone that it's not going to go away. And you're receiving it, but you're still questioning it. You're still very cautious about it. You still don't know. You're like, I still don't know. And then the World card in the outcome, we have Death. And we have the 5 Wands. Look, that's literally, do you know what that says? That literally says the end of struggle. That's what that means. What is coming to an end? This time of struggle, chaos, competition, proving yourself, having to fight for everything. That is what is ending, okay? That cycle, that entire cycle of your life, that was a phase in your life. and it is now ending. Okay? And it's ending in a very beautiful way, because it's ending with you on top, and the only way is up from here. Okay? It's a whole new level. New job, new career, new place to live, new way of making money that's going to be very successful for you. You're getting your health back. Okay? You're completely overcoming something that maybe has come back a few times before. Okay? You finally get to have that baby that you carry to term and give birth to it, and everyone's happy and healthy, God willing. Okay? But there's a time and a place to be only rational, and we go to that place when we have invested emotionally and got hurt. Okay? But they're telling you, just be mindful. The only heads up, the only cautioning they're giving you here is don't stifle the blessing. Okay? Because if you fight the universe on this, it's not going to fight you that many times, right? It'll just accept that you don't want this. Okay? So, pile number 1. That is what I have for you. Very interesting. Okay? Very interesting reading. Tell me what this is for you. But to sum it up, something that you have history with prior, either the exact same thing or the exact same person, or you've been in this kind of situation for a few times now. Okay? It feels like a whole phase in your life. You're getting news. You're thinking it's too good to be true because it comes out of nowhere. Okay? Or because you only applied for it or asked for it as a Hail Mary, and you told yourself already you're never going to get it. And so now you're like, oh, I got it, but then you're afraid to hope, and you're afraid to believe, you're afraid to put your heart into it. That's the Ace of Cups. But if you put your heart into it, when you receive this confirmation, they're not asking you to go on what the Page of Cups tells you. That's not what they're asking you. Okay? They're not asking you to close your eyes and be a fool, right? No. They're saying ask the questions, entertain the possibilities though, see where it's going. And then when you do receive this further clarification, this further communication, this further whatever this is, right, where it's something concrete, it's not just a rumor, it's not just a dream, it's not just a promise, it's not just something someone said, there's a follow-up on it. Okay? That's when it's okay for you to get your hopes up a little bit. It's okay for you to get excited about it a little bit. Okay? It's okay for you to allow that to fill your heart a little bit. Okay? Continue to keep a good head on your shoulders. Ask further questions. Ask for further information before you sign or whatever this is. But allow your heart in there as well. Okay? Because you'll have the rest of the confirmation, if that makes sense, very soon after that. Okay? And it will be the end of this struggle, the end of this time of struggle in your life. Okay? Because your status will change. Either you're making more money, you're clearing off a debt that you've had for your entire life potentially, you're moving, like I said, you're getting your health back, and it's like clean bill of health. New level when it comes to family life. If it's a new love with this Page of Cups, Ace of Cups, then this is something that can go the distance if you treat it as such, right? If you give it a chance, it'll be the end of you dating around because you met the one, and eventually you're going to change your status because you're going to settle down with this person. If it's about a reconciliation, there's more history there, and the scenarios will be different for everyone. If there's any sort of betrayal, like bad, nasty thing done, any form of abuse or anything like that, this is not that person. Don't take anyone like that. Do not take them back. But this could be something that never quite got off the ground, or it's a friend trying to go and be more than a friend, or you know what I mean? It's met the right person at the wrong time type situation. That kind of thing is now being balanced out, and you're getting another chance at it. Okay? So group number 1, this is a very interesting reading. I'm going to leave it there. You tell me how you resonate with the reading. If you do, and like I say, you're not going to know this yet because it won't have happened yet. It's like presently, it's coming in presently. Okay, that's what I want to say. But maybe when you watch the video, it hasn't actually happened yet, so you're going to sit there looking at me like, what? But your clues are, it's either something you never thought you were going to get, or it's something that you thought you just don't have a chance in hell, or you just went for it as a dare, or do you know what I mean? And here it is. Okay. All right, let's move on to group number 2. Hi, group number 2. How you doing? So if you have selected number 2 or this particular deck, let's see what's going on here. What's coming in that you don't see coming, as I say that the 2 of Swords flies out, right? What's coming in for group number 2 that they don't see coming, that's going to make an impact on them, and they should be aware of to prepare for better or for worse, and advice on how to make the most of the situation when it does transpire in their life. What's going on for group number 2? What is the situation that they don't see coming? And how can they prepare for it so that they get the best out of the situation? What's coming in for group number 2? Okay, there we go. I'm going to lay down the cards first, and then we're going to go through them, okay? All right, bottom of the deck, we have the Lovers. So group number 2 for you, the focus might be to do with commitment. Can be romantic, doesn't have to be. With a big decision, a big choice. You're gonna have to make a big choice. You're gonna have to make a big commitment, and that's something that you don't see coming. Or this is someone, well, yeah, you're gonna be presented with the opportunity either to accept someone's commitment and to match it, or to choose between 2 things. And again, that choice will be very, very significant in your life. All right, let's see. Let's turn the cards around, see what else we have. The World, Strength, all majors so far. Interesting. The 9 of Cups crowning you. 10 of Pentacles in the Foundation. In the past, we have Judgment. In the near future, we have the Ace of Swords. How you see yourself, we have the 5 of Pentacles. In your environment that you don't see coming in, the Star. Just confirming, listen, you have what you don't see coming, you have the Star, and what you're focused on, you have the 9 of Cups. So I feel like what you don't see coming is the fact that you're going to have a wish fulfilled, but it's like next level. It's you didn't even think you could get this level of what you asked for, right? You wish for £1,000, you get then £10,000. You wish for, I don't know, for this job, and they're offering you management roles. You're wishing, do you know what I mean? In hopes and fears, we have the 8 of Cups. And in the outcome, we have the Knight of Pentacles. Very nice. Okay. Well, you have quite a few majors. So for you, group number 2, it can literally be anything in your life that is impacted. I'm trying to keep an eye on the different suits that I'm seeing in the spread, because that will tell us if it's something to do with your money, if it's something to do with love, if it's something to do with something else, right? But with major arcanas, that can literally be anything, okay? But what we're looking at here is, for some of you, this is definitely with something that has fallen apart. It was a 10 of Pentacles at some point, or it had the promise to be a 10 of Pentacles, and you're currently viewing it or yourself in relation to it as the 5 of Pentacles. So something fell apart, something went away, you lost something, someone left, something crumbled, you lost a job, you lost a person, you lost money, hopefully you didn't lose your home, you lost a child for some of you, I'm sorry to say. I see it in the cards, and if that's you, my heart goes out to you. Okay? However, with all these major arcana cards, lessons were attached to that situation that happened, okay? That fell through, fell apart, crumbled, disintegrated. There were lessons attached to it. You paid attention to the lessons with the Judgment card. You tried to integrate them as best as you could. As a result, you currently find yourself in the world energy where you have completed this cycle. So what you don't see coming is something that fell apart. You had to pick yourself up, redefine yourself, learn from it, and you're currently at a place where you're like, okay, I'm healed from this, I'm good. It's done, I can release it, it's fine. What you don't see coming is that it might be coming back. Now, you have free will to make choices. But what I'm seeing here, and pay attention, it's not going to be something that was incredibly, there's not like stealing, cheating, stabbing you in the back, stabbing you in the front type of dynamic. It's something where if anything, someone left, or if anything, money influenced the situation. So when security kind of crumbled, the relationship crumbled, okay? Or this could be going on in family. And so no matter what you go through with them, they're still family, right? It's your choice if you want to speak to them or not, or have them in your life or not, but they're still family. They're not going anywhere, not really. So that doesn't change. Do you know what I mean? So in that way, even though you've completed this cycle and you've learned these lessons, they're still there. Now, you're very guarded with the Strength card, understandably so. Recently, there has been either some sort of an epiphany, some sort of a realization that you have had within yourself, or this is some sort of communication that has happened recently with the Judgment card, came in out of the blue. Could have been an apology. This is someone looking to make amends. This is someone looking for a second chance. This is someone asking for a resurrection. This is someone asking to start over. Okay. Or this is news that you received. It could have been something where, if it's anything to do with government or authority figures or job situations or things you applied for, it could have been something where you initially got rejected and now they're like, they changed their mind. Someone has had a change of mind, a change of heart with the Judgment card recently. And you may be aware of this or you may not be aware of this. Now, you're very guarded, as I was saying, when it comes to the situation. This could involve a Leo. I also have Gemini. I also have Aquarius. Earth sign energy, Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn. Doesn't really matter, okay? You're very guarded. You're not afraid. You're a lot stronger than you were. I feel like that's what's different. Before, you may have been defensive, or you may have felt like you had to be defensive, or you may have felt like you had to fight to be heard, or you were living in fear because you didn't know what was going to happen next when it came to this person or the situation in your life. What's different now is that even though you are guarded, you're stable within yourself. You're strong. You're confident. And I do feel like you will entertain whatever is offered to you with this Nine of Cups, because it's still something that, I feel like for some of you, it's still something that you want. It's still something that fulfills you. Especially if it's the case that you were rejected before and now someone's had a change of mind, change of heart, or their first option, especially in the case of jobs. If it's in the case of love life and they chose someone else and that didn't work out and they're coming to you, that might be a very different story. Do you know what I mean? If that's the scenario, you're not even going to entertain it with the Strength card. You'll be looking at it like, what the hell are you doing? Who do you think you're talking to? But if it's a situation where it's about job, I hear portfolio, something along those lines, your application, your file, your profile, I don't know. And there might have been they might have passed you over, or you were second best, or you just never heard back. You assumed you didn't get it, right? I also hear casting. You will entertain this because it's still something that you want. deep down, it's still your happily ever after. It's still what you want. It's still what you envision for yourself. Now in the near future, we have the Ace of Swords. A lot of communication, very truthful, very honest communication. Some difficult questions might be asked and answered. This could also be a lot of paperwork coming your way, contracts, documentation for you to review and sign, commitments to make in writing. And how you see yourself with regards to this situation or in relation to this situation, you have the Five of Pentacles. There's still, I feel, it's not necessarily resentment, but there's a fear, there's a doubt, there's a hesitation of what if this goes away again, because that's also in your hopes and fears. Eight of Cups. What if they go away again? What if they just turn around and start walking again? What if this goes away again? What if it falls apart again? You could also see yourself as, I don't have enough resources to make this change, if it's to do with relocation or job change or starting your own business. You might be fearing that you don't have enough money or you don't have enough resources to make the change. In your environment, what's coming in? The Star. A big fat yes answer, approval, wish fulfilled. It's something that you didn't even wish for because you didn't even think it could be this good, right? You were wishing for level 2. You're getting level 10. Unexpected help, unexpected money, unexpected, you know you're getting money, you don't know how much you're getting, and it's unexpected in terms of what's coming in. Unexpected, like declarations. This could be just falling in love. All starry-eyed, 9 of Cups, the Star, the Lover, the 10 of Pentacles. I mean, come on now. Now in the outcome, we have the Knight of Pentacles, and I like the Knight of Pentacles because with all this wishing energy here, with all this emotional intensity here, you could be thinking, is this here for a good time, not a long time? Is this a temporary thing because it's an intense, and then when it slows down, when it fizzles out, when, do you know what I mean? What happens then? That's why you have this fear. Okay, for some of you, if this is a love situation, what happened in the past, there was a lot of love there. You were planning a future. You might have been living your plans for the future, right? But I feel like there was an intensity there that either someone got scared, someone got spooked, or there was conversations about moving in together, getting married, having children, and someone got spooked. Okay, someone felt like they weren't good enough for this, they didn't deserve this, or they didn't have enough to offer. There's something along those lines, and they just detached. But this is like, the love didn't go anywhere. Do you know what I mean? So if it's that kind of a scenario, this time it's coming back around. You're looking at it like, well, what's different this time? Because I know I'm different, but I don't want to waste my time at the same time. Do you know what I mean? It's not going to destroy me if it falls apart, but I don't want to waste my time. I would rather not have to do that. And that's why we have this fear of what happens when we hit a roadblock. What happens when we hit that obstacle again, or a similar one? What if they go? But what's different now? The energy is a lot more grounded with the Knight of Pentacles. This is someone who has gone away, thought about things, really processed everything with the Ace of Swords, honestly with themselves, objectively as much as they could. They assessed themselves, their own behavior. Why did I do that? Where does that come from? Okay, they looked, just as you had lessons in the situation, they had lessons in the situation. That just as you learned your lessons, they learned their lessons. Which is why when they talk about commitment, they know what that means. They know what it takes. They know what they're prepared to do for it. They have taken into account every possibility. They know they've got plan A, plan B, plan C, plan D to just keep going until you reach your goal. That's the Knight of Pentacles. It's a lot more grounded, practical energy. Taking all this intense emotional energy and grounding it in a practical way so that this relationship can survive life. You know what I mean? And so it's not just emotion, because that fades, that dissipates, that comes and goes. That's not reliable. That Knight of Pentacles is the most reliable knight in the whole deck. Okay, so that's the scenario for some of you, because for a lot of you in group number 2, it is about love. Someone from the past. And like I say, I described the situation, okay? Any other type of situation where there's been nastiness or abuse of any kind, or people being taken for granted and taken advantage of, that's not what I'm talking about, okay? You've got a good head on your shoulders to differentiate. If it's not to do with love, it's a similar situation to do with your values, your security, your actual money, family dynamics, your long-term goals. Something happened where in the past, either you tried and it just never came together, and you had to assess, look at it, be honest with yourself. Why do I do that with the Lovers there? Do I always go for the tempting thing when I should be going for the safer thing? Why do I make this choice versus that choice? Why does this have such a pull on me? It's not healthy. Do you know what I mean? And because you've integrated those lessons and you're now happy, content, fulfilled within yourself, now the universe is bringing you a partner. Or now the universe is bringing you what you were trying to achieve in the past, but deep down, you didn't feel like you deserved it. You didn't feel like you were good enough. You didn't really believe it was meant for you. So you were telling yourself that, but what you were actually feeling was the opposite, and that's what manifested. So that's why it kept falling apart. It kept falling through. You kept losing. You kept missing out. You kept, you know what I mean? So now, because your foundation, what's under the surface, matches how you view and think and feel on the surface, that's why this is now coming in. I hope I'm making sense. It's a very spiritual reading here for you. So let's get more on this Ace of Swords in the near future. 5 of Cups, the 2 of Pentacles, and then the Knight of Pentacles, and the outcome we have the Moon and the Page of Cups. Under the Lovers, the 8 of Wands. Something's coming in very fast, and I feel like for some of you that's why you're scared. If this is a situation where you came together, the love was there, but it just never quite survived real life, they're coming back. They're coming in just as fast as they did before, and that is what gets your guard up, because it's like, I can see you have good intentions, but you're moving too fast, so I'm concerned it's going to fizzle out again. Okay? And in that situation, I feel like the advice is to ground that emotion, which is what we were talking about, the Moon, Page of Cups, the Knight of Pentacles. Ground that emotion. Talk about hopes, talk about expectations, put together a plan, get together like a general guideline of where you want this to go, what you want this to be, when by. Put some practical things on it, right? Time frames, deadline, goals, targets, I don't know. Even if it is something emotional in nature. Because otherwise, it cannot be rooted. Does that make sense? It'll just kind of float out there. It'll be for as long as it is, and then it won't be. Just like that. And then in the near future with this Ace of Swords, you're going to be talking about what happened. That emotional loss. You're going to be asking for some answers. And you're going to get some answers. And then you have to consider, am I okay with that? Do I accept that? And then what are they offering? Comparing the old to the new, I also see that. Comparing based on the answers that you're getting with that Ace of Swords, the new information that you're getting with the Ace of Swords. Is it the same? Are these two opportunities the same? Or is the new one different than the past one? Have they changed? Has the situation changed? That's what you'll be reviewing. How do I feel about this time now? Because there's some new information. There's something you did not have before. Either you have a new perspective. I feel like it's both. You have a new perspective. They have a new perspective. And there's just some new information you just did not have before. And it could be something to do with this judgment. They're telling you what they've learned. They're telling you what they've realized. You're doing the same. This wasn't there before. This information wasn't present before. You didn't have these realizations. You didn't have these answers before. This type of perspective, this type of understanding. So that is what is now different. So I feel like that is why you are now considering this. Tentative, but you're considering it. There's so much love there though. But again, I told you the way to do it, to ground it, to make sure you put down roots, okay? Make it practical, make it realistic. Let's not get lost in the emotion, okay? Let's first put some things in place so we know what we're doing. We both know what we're doing here. We both know what our expectations of each other are. We both know that we want the same things. We've discussed it. We're putting steps towards that, right? Taking steps towards that. We've got a rough deadline in mind that we both agree with. Then we can bring emotion into it, right? The emotion's still there. So that's kind of what I'm seeing here for group number 2. And if it's, remember, any kind of partnership, right? This is what this is. Any kind of partnership where there's a lot of mutual emotion there, but it's just getting down the practical side of things. Okay? Something that started off as a very beautiful thing, like a dream come true, and it dissipated because it was just so intense. It was mostly emotion. It was mostly going on hope and faith and how we feel in the moment, right? It did not have a lot of practicality to it. This time around, it can. Okay, it can have that practicality. It can survive in the real world and flourish. Okay? And if you're meeting anyone new, you're just applying. It's the same thing. I'm reading the energies. You see what I mean? And just you take it as it makes sense to you, as it applies to your scenario. If you're meeting anyone new, which you will be with this, if that's something that you're open to, and they may be foreign, they may be speaking different language, they may have been traveling a lot in their life, or they're traveling when you meet them, or you're traveling when you meet them. They've come out of some sort of a long-term commitment, you've come out of some sort of long-term commitment, something along those lines, right? You're doing the same thing, right? Based on this new realization, this new understanding that you have of yourself and what you want when it comes to love. You're comparing, okay, where I am now versus where I was. Okay, what they're offering to me now, okay, well, that might have worked in the past. I no longer want this, right? Or, oh, I didn't consider this, but actually this makes sense to me now. Okay? And you are going to pursue it. You're going to take your time. You're going to make sure it has time to develop, right? And you're not skipping any steps. But you're going to have that conversation about hopes and expectations and fears and where you want to be and what you want to see and by when. You will have that conversation. And it's the beginning of something really amazing. Okay? All because you did the work. You learned the lessons. And you broke the cycle. Okay? So group number 2. Kind of intense, but beautiful. All right, so you tell me what parts resonate with you, if any, because like I say, this is something that you don't necessarily see coming. But it's awesome. So give me some feedback when you have it, right? Okay, and let me do timestamps for group number 3. Sorry, where am I? 44. Sorry, I got lost in space there for a second. Let's see, group number 3. So if you chose number 3 or this particular deck, let's see what's going on for you. What's going on for group number 3? What's coming in that they don't see coming that's going to make a big impact on them, and what they need to know to prepare for this, for better or for worse, and to be ready to make the most out of the situation. Group number 3, what they need to know. Group number 3, what's coming in that they don't see coming? What do they need to know for group number 3? Group number 3 for you, I'm getting the energy of just reset. I don't know if that makes any sense. We'll see if it's linked to the cards. But I'm just getting this message of reset, clean slate, reinvention. Interesting. All right. Bottom of the deck, we have the 8 of Cups. Now this can be reset. This is detaching from things that no longer serve you. What does that mean? It means they've served their purpose. It means you've learned everything you could out of that situation. You've gone as far as you could with it. You've outgrown it. It's time to release it so that you can find the next level for yourself. Okay? This could be about ending things. Like I said, reinvention. It kind of does link to this, right? Could also be relocation, could be leaving one job to go to another, leaving a relationship to be on your own, focus on yourself, or pursue other things that are more fulfilling for you at this time. Okay, let's see. Let's see what your cards are. So we have the 10 of Wands. Definitely moving happening for group number 3, where that's the focus. The challenge is the Lovers. Choices, choices. In the foundation is the 8 of Pentacles. Because you've been working on something and it's a dead end. Sorry to be blunt. King of Cups crowning you. Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces energy. You could be headed towards this person or away from this person if it's a person. In the past, the Knight of Swords. There could have been some sort of situation where things came to a head. Some sort of I hear forced realization. Bubble burst. Near future, the Tower. Well, if that's not a bubble bursting, I don't know what is. In how you see yourself, we have the 2 of Cups. In your environment, we have the 9 of Cups. All right, I see what this is. In hopes and fears, we have the World. Yeah. And then in your outcome, we have the 10 of Swords. Okay. Group number 3, what this is for you is a choice between something that you've invested a lot of time, energy, resource into, and something new. What you have been working on diligently for a long time with this 8 of Pentacles. This is something where you told yourself, this is it for me. This is it in terms of, okay, this is the job I'm going to be in. This is the company I'm going to be in for until I retire. This is the person I'm going to be with. This is the place I'm going to live in. This is it for me. And you've started to invest to make it better, the best it could be, to perfect it, to give it your all. Now, unfortunately, in your current situation, you have the 10 of Wands, which tells me that despite all your efforts, which, by the way, is only one person working, that's something else, right, that we're going to touch upon. Despite your efforts, you have been giving it your best. It's only become more and more difficult to carry on. By the time you get to the 10 of Wands energy, this is the place where you're telling yourself, I can't give up now. I've put so much into this. I can't just walk away. But you want to walk away. You want to give it up because it's too much. But what you're telling yourself, I can't do that. I've put too much into it. I can't do that. It has to work out. I just can't. I can't. And we keep doing that until the universe steps in and takes it out of our lives for us, where we don't have a choice anymore. And that's the scenario that's happening here. Okay? You have, I feel like for some of you, you've committed to the wrong thing or the wrong person. You've told yourself they are worthy of you. And unfortunately, they're kind of taking advantage because you're the only one doing the work. Now, this could be in your job. This could be in your romantic relationships. This could be relationships with family. This could be anything. It's a commitment. It's supposed to be a partnership. You're the only one doing the work. You're taking it very seriously. You have been very loyal to this, whatever this is. And it's become such a heavy burden because you're the only one carrying the burden. Okay? And it could involve a Cancer, a Scorpio, or Pisces energy, whether that's their sun, their moon, or their rising. And in the past, we have the Knight of Swords. So this could be some sort of tension or some sort of conflict. I feel like for some of you have confronted this other party about either the fact that they're not doing what they're supposed to be doing, they're not doing their part They're not pulling their weight. They need to step up. They need to match your efforts, and they just blew up in your face. The Knight of Swords is like, I hear like yappy energy. It's like someone who feels threatened or defensive, and they just start screaming at you or just throwing words at you just so that they intimidate you, so you just shut up and be like, never mind. Or they're trying to make it like you should apologize to them for calling them out on their BS. It's that kind of an energy. Okay? That is what has happened that has made you realize something's off here. Something is off. This is one-sided. I'm the only one doing the work. This could be you. And you realized, I'm the only one doing the work. I'm carrying this person, or I'm carrying the whole team. I'm carrying this family. I'm carrying people who are more than capable, and if they've actually agreed and committed to do their part, and they're just not. I've been carrying them. That could be that realization that leads to this Tower moment where you're like, I can't do this anymore. And it's very sudden. So, be smart about it if you can. But this is where you just, as soon as you have this realization, you quit. Here's my notice. No, I don't want to talk about it. Nope. Nope. I've tried talking about it. I've tried telling. I don't want to talk. Here's my notice. End of story. Okay? Or this is it. I'm out. Or this is, you have to move out. Or this is, I'm moving out. And that Tower is what you thought you were building with this other party. Right? And you thought both of you were doing one thing and, putting one brick at a time, putting it up and lining them up and whatever. And when you have this realization that, I think I'm doing this by myself, and that's not right, and that's not fair, and that's not what we agreed to, and who am I doing this for, right? And you started looking at all those bricks that you put up, and you realize that you're missing a lot of bricks because you only did your part, and the other person, the other party, they didn't do their part. And it's like a giant Jenga tower, okay? And as soon as there's a breeze, Knight of Swords, yeah, it just falls apart. For others of you, this will come in the form of an alternative. This will come in the form of an alternative with the Lovers there. So you're focused working on this. Loyal, dedicated to this. Unexpectedly, out of the blue, clearly you're not looking because this is your focus, right? There's a choice. This could be a water sign that comes in. Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces. Doesn't have to be. It's someone who comes in that is stable, reliable. Their word is their bond. Empathetic, very respectful, in control of their emotions. This is a King energy. You've been dealing with the Knight of Swords. Very yappy, immature, unreliable energy. And here's the alternative. You know what I mean? And you don't see this coming. You did not see this coming. You didn't go looking for this person, and yet here they are. And the more you talk to them, the more you realize, oh, hold on. I don't have what I thought I had with this person. Because they should be sounding like this person is sounding, and they're not, right? I'm so on the same page with this person, where we have the same approach, where we have respect for each other, where we've been through similar experiences that have taught us and we've grown up because of it. I've been trying to teach this person boundaries since I've known them. And it's just been a constant struggle. Whereas with this person, I don't have to explain myself, and I don't have to even express my boundaries because they know they're there to begin with. You know what I mean? And so you have this aha moment of, why am I doing this? Why am I holding on to this? Why do I keep looking to this? It shouldn't be this difficult. And now you have the proof of it because you have this other person that you're on the same page with. And this can be with romance. It could also be to do with work. It can also be to do with business partnerships, even friendships. You know where you're so used to every conversation having an underlying tension, having an underlying uneasiness to it, where you say something and you kind of hold your breath a little bit because you don't know what the other person's going to say, but you probably know they're going to, not like it, take it the wrong way, bite your head off. And you love them and you want to make it work, and you know what I mean? You make excuses for them in the beginning. Oh, they're just young, or they're immature, they'll grow out of it, or they've had a bad day, and whatever. And then you sit down with someone and you just talk, and they listen, and they understand what you have to say, and you don't have to express yourself in a way where you have to overthink something before you say it, sound it out in your head before you say it, right? You can just be yourself, and they receive you as you are. And you have this epiphany of, oh my God, why have I been putting up with this person for so long? Right? Why have I been telling myself that this is okay, that this will do? I can work with this. No one's perfect. Nothing's perfect. And no, it's not, but it doesn't have to be this difficult. Right? Because now, 2 of Cups. You have a choice between something that has been very difficult, very challenging, a burden in your life that you have been willingly carrying very diligently. You've been very loyal to this. You believed in this. You made excuses for this person. You've been very patient and giving and kind to this person, hoping they'll figure it out one day and do the same for you, and they just never do. So there's that. And then there's this calm, balanced, mutual, just easy conversation. You want the same things. You have similar approaches to things. And even if you don't, you have respect for each other enough to where it doesn't have to be a fight. You know what I mean? We can have different opinions. It doesn't have to be a fight. Whereas with this person, even if you had the same opinion they did, they still would have an issue with it because that's just their nature. They're just, you know what I mean? They're just looking for trouble. They just want to be right. They just want to be the loudest person in the room. They just want to get their way. They just have a chip on their shoulder. You know what I mean? In your environment, 9 of Cups. Your wish fulfillment, but it's not here. Okay? That's what's coming in, and that's the realization. In your hopes and fears, we have the World. And what does this mean? This means you can have your wish fulfillment, but it will require this big change where you have to wrap up this cycle, which is already dead. You have 2 tens. 10 of Wands, 10 of Swords. It's already a dead end. It's already gone as far as it could in a positive direction. It actually started going the other way, and it's only going to go the other way now towards the 10 of Swords. The longer you stay there, the closer you get to that 10 of Swords. It will fall apart. It will crumble. And the longer you stay in it, the more hurt you're going to get, and the more you'll have to lose. That's what happens when we get to the 10 of Wands and we don't put it down. And we stubbornly try to push forward. It ends up being the 10 of Swords. And the Tower. So, in your hopes and fears, you would have to wrap up this cycle that has been a dead end in order to embark upon this new cycle. There's going to be just another level of something. Do you know what I mean? It's just going to be a different level. It will flow. There's a lot of unknowns, but it will be based on respect and someone knowing your worth and treating you as such in whatever capacity. And for some of you, it's a big cycle. If you're going to wrap this up, it could involve changing your job. It could involve changing where you live. It will involve splitting assets. Do you know what I mean? But in the outcome with the 10 of Swords, I'm seeing the 10 of Swords as you putting an end to this, and this person then playing victim. So heads up on that. What I do like is you're very clear. This is what I want, not this. And there's no anger, and there's no frustration. It's just like literally light bulb moment. Oh my God, this is what I've been looking for. And I've been telling myself that, this is like utopia, it just doesn't exist. So I just kind of have to make do with this. This is okay, this is good enough. You've been settling, that's the word I'm looking for. And here it is, utopia. It's right in front of you. And you're like, the choice is clear. But it's like, okay, well, Let me untangle myself from this to make my way to that. And that's what this is. That's just what it is. Okay? So let's look at the Tower in the near future. The Chariot, I'm telling you, and the Five of Swords. This, yeah. The Ten of Swords and the outcome. The Nine of Swords and the Fool. Under the Eight of Cups, we have the Page of Swords. You're dealing potentially with an air sign, Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. They don't have to be an air sign. You're dealing with someone who's very immature. I don't know what they've been through in life. I'm not trying to make excuses for them. But they're very immature. They've got a chip on their shoulder. They've got some anger issues. They've got a lot of different issues. They will play victim. Listen, look at it. When the Tower falls, when you tell them that you're out with the Chariot, they will play victim with the Five of Swords. But I feel like you're going to play the game. You're going to play the game for as long as you're there. Because you're prepared with that Chariot and the Tower. You're prepared for what this person has to throw at you. You know them so well. They've shown you their true colors. They've shown you their hands so many times. You know exactly what they're going to do. So, because I also feel like with the Chariot, it's a lot of strategy. Right? It's like I don't want to go to full-on war. I will if I have to. I don't want it to get there. So it's about timing, saying the right thing at the right time, planting some things, you know, in people's heads so that they get used to the idea. There's going to be some tension, some initial conflict, but it's like with the Five of Swords, it's like passive-aggressive comments. But with that Chariot, you're like, yeah, sure, okay. You've got your armor on. Anything that they say to you, or crocodile tears, they're not going to penetrate that armor. You are now protected. You're shielding yourself because you know the truth and you've made up your mind. And there's no backing down. There's no turning back. There's no turning around. It's just a matter of strategizing your way out of there so that you're safe, so that you get everything that you want to get, so that you get the best outcome that you can as you leave the situation. Heading towards this Two of Cups, which is what you truly deserve. And look, Ten of Swords, Nine of Swords, they're playing victim, but there's nothing they can do. The only thing they can do is get inside your head with all these swords. That's the only thing they can do, and that is what has worked for them in the past. But when they see that it's final, when they see that you're actually packing, when they see that resignation in front of them, when they see you actually turning your back, not talking about it even, the Nine of Swords is like, there's nothing I can do. There's nothing I can do. And that's when the tears start, and that's when the victimhood starts. But with the Fool, look at it. You are so happy to be done with this. As soon as you have this clarity with the Tower here, it comes with this certainty with the Chariot. I know what I have to do now. And then focus in that direction. No matter what you have to do, that's where you're headed. And this is the Fool. This is your new chapter. This is your new level. This is your new job, your new career. This is your new relationship that's going to be something that you settle down in, right? It will go the distance. This is your new place to live, and it's your dream home, and you're free. The World and the Fool, you're free. You're happy. No more burdens to carry. And if you have burdens to carry, at least they're your own, not someone else's. Do you know what I mean? But I'm seeing this huge burden being lifted because you release this as soon as you have this realization. And like I say, for some of you, this is all happening internally. You have some realization. You come to some sort of conclusion within yourself of what you want, what you really deserve. For others of you, there's an actual alternative that is coming in. Someone talking to you about love, about work, a friendship type dynamic, whatever this is. And that is what opens your eyes. Tower, and then you get the focus, and then you get the ball rolling, and then it's about strategizing how to get yourself out of there. By the end of the year, for some of you, it's not going to be that long, even. Okay. For some of you, this is going to be happening in Libra season. It will be happening very quickly because you have the Chariot and the Tower there. Okay. And that's it with the Fool. You're out. You're happy. You're excited. You're hopeful. You're truly falling in love with something and someone that is mutual. You're falling in love with this new job situation. You're falling in love with this new place to live. And it makes you happy. Why? Because it gives to you as you give to it. So, that is what I have for you, group number 3. Let me know how the reading resonates with you, if anything resonates with you at this time. Like I said, this is something you don't necessarily see coming. Although your intuition, I think, is going to be like, I think I know what you mean, but I can't quite put my finger on it. Just let me know, okay? When you go through it, come back, give me some feedback here, okay? But it's so amazing. It's so amazing. So I'm going to leave it there, okay? I hope this helps. Thanks for your support. Have a great time ahead and make the most of this situation. And I'll see you in the next video. Bye for now.